Friends, it gives me great pleasure to say a few words on the occasion of the 16th anniversary of our Independence Day. From the time we attained our independence, we have looked upon political freedom as the essential instrument for raising the economic and social standards of our people. We have tried to establish new standards and values and give a new face to our country. The extent of our achievement is a matter of history. We have yet to go a long way to the achievement of our goal. There are still relics of feudalism where so much is surrendered by so many to so few. These relics require to be removed as speedily as possible if we are to build a social and economic democracy. What is called the revolution of rising expectations, if not carried out successfully, gives rise to frustration, cynicism, and despair, which are not healthy for any society. Our basic policies, however, have aimed at reconstructing our society so as to give no chance to these unhealthy trends. By applying modern methods of science and technology to agriculture and industry, we have been striving to increase agricultural production and industrial output, build roads, schools, technical colleges and universities, and step up housing schemes and medical facilities. In our country, 70% of the people are engaged in agriculture and allied pursuits, and 80% of export earnings come from agricultural produce. But agriculture does not expand rapidly. We have tried by different means to increase our agricultural output, and in the third five-year plan, we aim at attaining self-sufficiency in food grains. This self-sufficiency can be achieved not by shouting slogans, but by very determined effort on the part of our people. Fertilizers, better seeds, and adoption of modern implements are the only ways by which the output can be raised. This depends on wise leadership and administrative efficiency. On the industrial side, we have been trying to increase our industrial output through the development not only of major industries, but of small industries in rural areas. But delays and difficulties have appeared in transport, coal, power, and steel. With regard to transport and coal, conditions are now much better and are likely to improve in the near future. We are making strenuous efforts to overcome the short supply of power. If the Bokaro project is put through, the steel position will improve. On the social side, we are attempting to spread education, scientific and technical. If we are to adjust ourselves to the rhythm of the new world, our people should adopt a rational and scientific outlook in matters of health, sanitation, etc. In schools and colleges, as well as in self-governing institutions, we have to develop a sense of decency in public behavior. Unfortunately, at the present moment, we have factional strife, personal rivalries, pressure groups, scramble for power, which impede the development of a national ethos. It is our earnest hope that our people will subordinate their personal interests and group loyalties to the strengthening of the moral fiber of the nation. We do not wish our economic, social, and educational programs to be impeded by the imperative need to strengthen our defenses. We are attempting to meet by higher taxation and measures of austerity the increased defense expenditure. We have to pay for civilization as well as for defense. Defense, I hope, will not be a permanent problem. It is unfortunate that our relations with China are still strained. It's our earnest desire to have these and our differences with Pakistan settled in an atmosphere of peace, goodwill, and friendship. The threats posed to us at this stage should not deter us from pursuing the path of peace. It is not our ambition to compete with China by raising large armies, but we wish to have enough strength to resist attack and defend our frontiers. In a situation like the present one, our people should work together with unity and purposefulness. The ugly scenes we sometimes see in legislative chambers and public meetings do not bring credit to us, and I hope very much that such things are avoided. Strong conviction need not result in rude behavior. In the international world, it is our purpose to work for a fellowship of free nations where each individual nation will have opportunity to contribute its best in art, literature, science, and scholarship. There is a temptation for each nation to look upon itself as the very center of the solar system and to believe that there is no nation like ours. Na Bharata Samam Desham. Such ideas have to be discarded in the present world context. In human history, nations have come into being in order to meet certain needs which are not to be regarded as permanent. A number of independent sovereign states, each closed and hostile and ignorant of what is outside itself, does not correspond to the needs of the new world. It's tragic blindness that hides from us the patent fact that we are all members of the human family. It has to be sustained by the innumerable ties that bind the nations. We should discard the heresy of nationalist separateness. Victory in a thermonuclear war has become idiotic and absurd. The test ban agreement is a modest beginning in the process of bringing about a reconciliation between the communist and the non-communist worlds. It is the first agreement reached on arms control after nearly 18 years. The plans for the exploration of outer space reached by the United States and the Soviet Union are another illustration of mutual cooperation. If this cooperation is pursued in the realm of fighting the natural scourges which afflict humanity, we may move forward towards the distant goal of one world. The call of our age is to accept love as the law of life in both national and international spheres. There is nothing inevitable with regard to our national or international efforts about poverty, unemployment, national coherence, or even disarmament. Man, when truly human, is not merely the product of history, but is the molder of history. What is called the contingency or unforeseeability of history is due to the free will of the human being. He is not a victim of necessity, naturalistic, historical, or dialectical. He uses this necessity as a means for achieving freedom. Our hope for the future lies in the wise choice which the leaders of the world will make in the present context. If we put forth our determined efforts, we can overcome those evils which afflict our country and transform it into a modern civilized state where people work in a cooperative way and build up our country. There is hardly any man who is guiltless of wrongdoing. Let us forget small things and give our best to the great cause of building a new India, Nava Bharat. Let us renew our resolve today to work with determination and earnestness for this sacred cause.